Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on the program Woman to Woman. I'm Adesuwa Usa the Adorable. Women worldwide are struggling to ensure their rights in all spheres of life, including politics. In some countries, women have really gone far, to the extent of becoming presidents, governors, and, important political office holders. What is the case of Nigeria? Is it same world over? Are we still struggling? Are we getting there? Are we getting it right? What is our problem when it comes to the issue of politics in Nigeria? Women seems to, we have seems to be successful in some areas of life, banking and financial institutions, medicine, you name it. But when it comes to politics, there's still this hurdle, not just one hurdle, several hurdles to cross. So today on the program, we want to look at the challenges being faced by women in politics, the Nigerian experience. We know that well, nearly all over the world, women are still struggling though, but some countries have really gone far. What is happening with our women here in Nigeria? Is it a movement thing? Does it have to do with the environment, the political environment, so to speak? We've often heard men say that politics is a game for men. Women should not come there. Anyway, we're going to see if that is true or not. Joining me to discuss this topic is a woman, of course, a former aspirant, governorship aspirant, and she's a doctor, an occupational therapist, a consultant in that field for that matter, a grassroots politician, a mobilizer for youth and women, a woman to be reckoned with when it comes to Nigerian politics. Please join me as I make welcome Dr. Victoria Omua Amu. She's joining us live from Abuja. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
A pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a Beneath to the answer. Anyway, it's a pleasure to have you join us today. Like I said during my introduction, women world over are still struggling even as we speak. You know, in the political realm or in the political space, women are struggling. Let's look at the Nigerian experience. So what do you think are the problems that will confronting the woman or mitigating against the woman in the field of politics?
A couple of problems mitigating it against the women in politics.
Yeah.
The women have capacity, the women are intelligent, the women have resistance, the women have the drive. However, all of this in politics narrows down to supportive roles.
Okay.
So, in supportive roles are supportive roles. Leadership roles are leadership roles. We have not seen women come out so much in politics. We have not seen women being given the opportunity for leadership in politics. What we have seen is political parties, political leaders just being comfortable with women as supporters. Every governorship aspirant definitely has a woman as a woman leader in their team. That woman leader is supposed to be able to bring women together that we sing, clap, and dance for them. That woman's role, that woman leader's role is supposed to be a role where she will open up prayer teams, they'll be praying for the man. That woman's role doesn't stem beyond that. However, when that woman wants to stand beyond that, it is seen as going against the norms of society. Yes, you are there. You are supposed to help us, bring us to finishing line. You are not supposed to stand and speak like the youths or like the men. Because when these men and youths are called into such fora, they don't come in to clap and sing. From the day they come in as negotiators. What is my side of this bargain? If I put my all in all, you become the governor. If I put my all in all, you become the president. If I put my all in all, you become the senator. Please tell me what you have for me. That is written in stone by men.
Of course, the men seems to yes. Of course, the men seems to be the ones making the rules, the laws, and everything to be followed in the political terrain. Now, tell me, how do we change this narrative? Because look at it. At the 9th Assembly, we had a couple of women as senators, like about 7 of them or thereabout, and then we had like 13. 13 of them in representative capacity, but in this 3rd assembly now, women are only occupying about 3 out of 109 seats in the Senate and 17 out of 360 seats in the National Assembly. And we know that a lot of women did come out to vie for positions. What happened? How do we change the narrative? How are we going to get there?
Okay, you've just given us a statistics, which we all know is true. In 2015, there was a lot of clamor for women to come out.
Sure.
And there was deliberate process in place for women to be featured. 2015.
Yes.
And in 2015, we had 17% of women in Senate, 17% of women in the House of Reps.
So what changed?
But they were also from Edo State. Don't forget that.
I know.
They were from all the other regions. Yes, not Edo State. Edo did not feature any woman in its 3 senatorial area. Neither did it feature any woman in the nine areas that were out there for the representation.
That's quite sad.
So, yes, that's quite sad. Then look at 2023. We only have 9%. That means the number has dwindled down.
Down, yeah.
What has happened? The men have refused to deliberately give women the chance.
Is it the men that we give women a chance? Because we're all clamoring for equality, we're all clamoring for gender equality, we're clamoring for the percentage of affirmation that was supposed to be given to women. Is it impossible for us to really stand up to say, we are women, yes, we don't want to be relegated to the background anymore. Let us do this thing as equals. Do you think it's going to be difficult, Can we get there?
You can't do something as equal when you have the men as the godfathers.
Okay.
You have the men as the gatekeepers in politics. You have the men as old boys men, very, very protective of the old boys association. You have violence, yeah. Mm-hmm. You have preconceived notions. You have rules that are entrenched in it, so you will not have more women coming out. You have in this election, there were a lot of women who showed interest and they demonstrated it. It used to be that women do not have money to do politics.
Of course,
women cannot come out during super meetings. Women are not able to attend meetings wherever they call them because they can have meetings in Edo, and tomorrow they say they are having meetings in Abuja. Next tomorrow they say they are having meetings in England, and then you see that women might not be able to afford those affairs to be able to be present at those meetings. But those times have changed. Women have been able to live up to the expectations. Okay. But what we have seen now is that there's no deliberate intentions from the leaders who are the anchors of the political parties, from the leaders who are the gatekeepers, to actually say, this senatorial area, please just give us a woman that we can give this position to. But do you know what will happen when such is demanded from senatorial areas? What we see now is that they bring women who are not capable, who do not have the intelligence, who do not have the capacity, who are not resilient, who are easily bought over, and bring them, who do not have the drive. You know, you must be resilient, you must have the drive, you must have your goal, you must have your vision. So from 2015, when we had men who stood and said, no, there must be a woman, bring a woman. Yes, we had some men who said, I want my wife to run for Senate. I'm going to stand with her. I'm going to get all my clan to stand with her. Fine. The thing is that we need to increase the number. If you as a politician think your wife is right enough to become a senator, please bring her forward, but do not hold women. If you as a governor thinks your first daughter is right enough to be a House of Rep member, please bring her forward, but do not stop women who are not governor's children, who are not governor's wife, from fulfilling their vision. So what we've had now is that we have a reduction in those things. Two, political parties have continued to be headed by men, and I wonder why. If you go to the banks today that we operate, even the political parties, most of the CEOs of those banks are women.
Okay.
And they run fine. If you go into the judiciary, the Court of Appeal presidents have been women in succession. Nothing has gone wrong. So what is wrong with leadership?
Is there anything clandestine about politics in Nigeria? Is there anything secretive that women are not supposed to know? Because as we speak, there are some female presidents, there are some deputy governors, there are some who are holding serious political office. What is it about that of Nigeria that women cannot cross that threshold? What is it?
It's just pure selfishness. If I'm talking with you and we're not on live program,
yeah,
it's just pure selfishness.
Really?
That's that's what it is.
Mm.
I ran for governorship. You know, I brought in my money. I had money.
Okay.
I wasn't in government.
Okay.
It wasn't like I was a federal commissioner in charge of maybe National Population Bureau or somewhere where I already had money, or I was a Northeast Commission, you know, where I already had money. I worked because I worked and I saved because I believe that there must be change. I believe that there are very few of us that are progressives. And if we are very few that are progressives, that means we want democracy to be entrenched.
Yes.
We want our people to benefit the dividend of democracy.
Yes.
We don't want a situation where every 4 years somebody will walk in and speak nice and swagger and take all those beautiful pictures with homeless people, with women, with on the street, in the market, you know, and tell us that their intentions are good. And then 4 years down the line, we find out that they just came to fill up their pocket. And that's what we experience day in, day out.
Okay, a lawmaker.
Adesua, can I finish this, my talk?
Okay, go ahead.
I've been saying, there have been a lot of women in this system.
Yes.
Both educated, both non-educated, who have played supportive role. Is it not time? Let me give you an instance. I'm sorry, let me give you an instance.
Go ahead. It's about women. It's about women this afternoon.
Yes, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as of today, yesterday, made some series of appointments. You can't find Edo persons there, male, or even Edo women there in those appointments. The ones he just made yesterday, that came out yesterday, there was only one woman, and she wasn't from Edo. And there were about 20 or 25 appointments. Only one woman. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done a lot in bringing women into his cabinet. That we must always commend him for, because there has been a change from from what we had 2023, 2022, you know. So, what do we do as women? How do we change this? How do we evolve from being supportive to leadership?
Yes.
How do the men in politics start to involve women in governance?
Okay, somebody once said that women are the problems of women. Okay, that it is not the men, because we've been talking now and talking about how the men are holding strong onto power, not wanting to give women a chance and all of that. But somebody once said that the women are the problems of the women, because no woman wants the other woman to be above her, wants her to succeed. So women will always find a way to pull another woman down. Do you really think that it is women who are the problems of women when it comes to politics or any other aspect of life?
As much as I do not believe women are the problems of women, I believe that, you see, the women who do politics are not the ones in burgundy wig that I am putting on and lipstick. Do you know that?
Tell me.
The women who do, yes, they are in high heel shoes, who come into campaign ground in high heel shoes with Gucci bag and all of those things. Those are not the women who do politics. The women who do politics are the grassroots, the pepper seller, the market women, the housewife, all of those women, the farmers who are women, all of those women in that land. What have we as women done to better enlighten them? What training do we have in place to get them to start to hold leadership positions? Haven't you seen that there are some women in those markets? They are the main suppliers of cement. They start to do it. Some men will come and harass them. Then they will leave it and hand it over to their husband. Their husbands will come, take over flourishing business. Everything is accounted for, and then the business starts to run down. That's because the women have not been properly entrenched into a system where they are not discriminated against.
Okay.
When a woman is discriminated against, a man discriminates a woman, it enables the woman to discriminate a fellow woman. Because if the man discriminates a woman, and then the man suddenly becomes friendly with the woman and tells the woman, listen, I'm friendly with you, it is that your roommate there that has made me not to like you, talk bad about you, what do you expect? You would have that woman, because there's not enough awareness, there's not enough education for the woman to be able to be assertive, for the woman to be able to be proud of who they are, for the woman to be able to understand their intellectual level, for the woman, you know, I'm an occupational therapist.
I know.
There's one thing we learn in occupational therapy is that you as an individual must know your strength.
Okay.
You as an individual must know what your weakness is. When you as an individual understand what your strength is and your weakness is, when you are leaning towards your weakness, you use your strength to complement your weakness. Most of these women who do politics do not, one, understand who they are, do not understand the capacity that they possess and where it can get them to. 3, their resilience is pegged on some male advice, some female advice, some family advice. So societal pressure also affects their daily business. So women are not the enemies of women, because there is no awareness to help them become who they are.
Okay.
You're going to ask me this question, say, what is not awareness? If you go into secondary schools today, the male and female secondary schools, you find that the people who score the highest grade, the first 5 high achievers in every semester of school
are women.
You will see the first person will be a woman, yes. The second will be a woman. The third might be a man in the whole school.
Okay.
Then, when they want to have a senior prefect, they will pick that third that is a man as senior prefect and put the woman that is first class as
assistant.
So, we need societal change.
Okay, Victoria, we're about to round up our show now, but I need you to give us like 5 to 10 key points, bullet points to help the woman up her game, because I am looking forward to having a female president in Nigeria if I cannot become one. I'm looking forward for us to have at least 20 governors out of the 36 states plus one that we have. So what are those things? What are the indices that we should imbibe? What are those things we should do and continue to do to up our game so that that dream of mine and yours come to be?
Women should increase their learning points.
Okay.
Women should be open to criticism, constructive ones. Even when it's not constructive, you peel out what you need to use and utilize it for your own self-improvement.
Okay.
Women, especially wives of governors, wives of ministers, wives of senators, wives of House of Representatives, start to talk to your husband, to be your husbands who are leaders of the party, to involve women, and not just them involving you as their wife or their first daughter. You see, a leader would have done 10 years or 20 years as a leader. When there is an opportunity for a woman to be brought out, the leader would also now insist that it is their child who has benefited 20 years when the man was a leader will not be your House of Assembly member. Those things must change from our homes.
Okay.
Women must talk so that these leaders will deliberately sit for women.
Okay.
We are asking for twinning, where a man is a governor, the deputy should be
a woman,
a female.
Okay.
Yes. We are asking for twinning. If you have a 24 member House of Assembly, you should have 12 as women. We are asking that men and leaders go into these political parties and fish out women who have capacity. Stop bringing forth women who do not have capacity, and in the end of the game, they will say this woman cannot be House of Assembly. She doesn't know how to speak English.
Okay.
She doesn't know how to read. She can't hold forth. So
Okay.
please start to showcase your best candidates out. So 24, 12 will be. If you go to the local government, if you have 18 local government chairmen, you should have the vice or the secretary as women.
Okay.
And then women in the rural areas. I think we women, because I told you, we don't have godfathers in women.
Okay.
And where you have women who have held offices, they seem not to be able to hold the gap and start to mentor women to take over from them.
All right, Victoria, our time is really up. We need to say our goodbyes now. Yeah, we will do this again definitely. We will do this again definitely. So thank you so much for finding time out of your busy schedule to be with us today on the program Woman to Woman. We will do a part 2 definitely. Okay. So thank you for being part of this, and I want to believe that a lot of women will be gingered up already. They will really put their hands together to see how we can forge ahead so that women can be relevant even in politics. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us. All right, people, this is where we say our goodbyes now. So we'll see you again, Victoria Mu. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for being part of the show. One day, I believe that a woman will rule this nation and will rule states. Bye-bye.